Anthony Hartwig here, another Canfield boys soccer player profile. I am joined by Ethan Mulichak. Uh, Ethan, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today, man.
It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
First question I have for you, it's your senior year. It brings a lot of emotions. You know, it's your last home game, eventually going to be your last home game. Last time you faced this opponent, a lot of lasts in the senior year. How are you handling all the emotions that can bring you?
I try to just take it game by game, and although it will be my last time playing some of these opponents, it's still like just a normal game to me, and it's just another game that we have to go out and win every time.
Has it like sunken in yet that you're a senior? That has that reality hit?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like I've like short throughout the season. It's been 4 years, and I still feel like it's just been like my first game out, and I remember freshman year like it was just yesterday, and
Let's talk
every
about
game
that.
it's just more means more to me.
Let's talk about that reflection on freshman year to now and the growth since then. What are some major differences between Ethan as a freshman and now Ethan as a senior?
Well, my freshman year, I had to come in and work for my spot, and it was nothing just like handed to me. I had to go out and win the spot, and I had to make time for myself. And so a big part of confidence comes out of me when I advance into my junior and senior season. I come in and with much more confidence on the ball and off the ball. So, and I'm able to lead the team much more than I was my freshman year. But that's really
Let's
all.
talk let's talk about that confidence that you have so much of now, of course. What were some key factors to getting it throughout your career? What were some key moments where you felt like you really gained confidence?
I think my teammates really trusted me, even from my sophomore year. I had my brother's grade as my seniors, and they all relied on me and trusted me on the ball and to get more goals for the team and to keep the ball, keep possession, and all this reliance on me has really built up my confidence because I'm able to learn from my mistakes I've made and fix them for next time.
And now, as a senior, you can do that to other players. There's a lot of young players on this roster to go along with the senior leadership you have. What's it been like to kind of see them and see what they're going through and realize that you've been there and try to give them as much advice as you possibly can?
Yeah, I mean, when you see players come in their freshman year, you could kind of tell if like what kind of player they're going to be and how good they're going to be throughout their 4 years, throughout the whole time. Obviously, they're going to get better from their freshman year, but you you give hints at the way they play and the way they're able to understand the game from their freshman year. So you have to build that up as the upperclassmen. You have to give them more confidence to be a better player.
I'm gonna let you get a chance to give some of those guys some confidence. Who are some underclassmen right now that you're watching in practice, you're watching play, and you can see those things that you're talking about, and you should tell us that like you got to watch this guy in their career. They're gonna be really really good when they step into my shoes. Who are some players that come to mind?
Even I've played with Drew Snyder my whole life, ever since I was younger, and he's a great player. And I knew he was going to come in and be very dominant, even from his freshman year. And in the same grade as him, Ryan Dungle, they were both able to completely dominate the midfield and up top for Drew from their freshman year, the first time stepping on the field, because they understood the game and they knew what to do. And so we kind of see that as upperclassmen, and we kind of have to build off that.
Soccer is growing so much as a sport, and one of the big reasons why is more and more young kids are getting into it. The Canfield community, you have a lot of young soccer players looking at you guys right now, especially with the success you're having, saying, "I want to be like you guys when you grow up." What's it like to realize that you're a role model to the young soccer players of the community?
It feels good. I mean, I remember coming to the high school games when I was younger and having those kids' community nights and watching the intense games that happened. And I was able to focus and be like, I wanted to be in those games. I wanted to be competing for those games the balls that were being played, and it felt good. And now seeing the community watch me and all these kids want to come up and play for high school soccer with us feels nice.
You're a role model. What about your personal role models? Which ones do you have? Who do you could go to when you need a pick me up?
I definitely look forward to my parents and my older brother as role models to me, and all my coaches I've had throughout the years. I still contact a lot of them, and they're very much role models to me, and even my teachers too.
Let's talk about those first with your parents. What do they do to make them role models for your life? What kind of things do your parents do to give you that extra push on your down days?
I definitely rely on them a lot. I mean, they're at all of my games. They support me through everything, through school, soccer, club practices, club games. I go all around the country for showcases and everything, and they're always there supporting, and it feels really good to me.
What about your brother? How has he been a role model for you throughout your life? What kind of things has he taught you?
From my freshman year of soccer, he was a junior, and his whole grade knew me, and they kind of broke the line between knowing me, and all the upperclassmen were able to see me as Connor's brother and knew I was a good player, so I was able to come out and kind of make friends with all of them.
Like you said earlier, you go across the country to play soccer. All these different showcases, you really travel to sharpen yourself. What does that do for you as a soccer player to expose yourself to such a high level of competition, to play with so many great players, but then also play against so many great players as well?
I would say the club soccer scene is very different from the high school soccer scene, and the competition and kind of the pace of play. So it's different going from high school to club, but when you're going in club, it kind of you have to play the style that your team plays to succeed. And going around and playing good competition, you have to get the ball off and it has to be quick. So it kind of makes me better and sharpens my play just as much as high school sharpens my play with the confidence.
What style is more physical soccer? Do you think it's the club soccer, or do you think it's when you get into the high school world?
I think high school soccer is definitely more physical, and club soccer is more on the technical side.
All right, so what do you do to prepare yourself for the physicality of a soccer season? It's a grueling soccer season. It lasts a long time. What kind of things do you do to prepare for the uptick in physicality?
You kind of have to just focus in on the game when you start, and it's kind of I'm not as much about like getting hyped before games as I am like focusing in and trying to think about winning every ball that I can, and it definitely takes a lot of mental focus to go in and go into all these tackles and go into every 50-50 ball for me.
So pregame, some people, like you said, like to get hyped, like to listen to music, like to get in that you wrote jazz mindset. You're more of a meditator. What's your pregame routine to get yourself in that right mindset?
Well, I get straight home from school. I'll play some music on the speaker and get a ton of touches on the ball. All throughout my house, I'll just be playing with the soccer ball all game, just waiting to get to game time. And it's exciting to me. I go get some food and then I'll come to the field, just stretch the whole time and do a bunch of touches on the ball. It just gets me ready.
Your parents must really trust your skills to let you play ball in the house, because I was told that was a big no-no growing up. But have you ever broken anything playing soccer in the house ever once?
Fortunately, I've not like broken anything expensive. There's a room in my house that's the walls are really beat up from the ball just going on and off it, but it's definitely good for my like skill and game because I could always get touched on the ball.
Student athlete, let's talk about you as a student. What are some of the things you like learning about in Canfield school system?
I definitely like the science aspect of all the subjects we have, and all the science classes, chemistry, and physics is all really good to me.
We'll reverse that question and ask you, which one has been like the hardest to grasp? Which subject has given you the most hard times throughout your high school career?
Probably psychology. I mean, the concepts were very difficult. It was like a college level course, and it kind of was weird to incorporate it right from notes into the test. So that definitely got me a little bit, but I was able to succeed in it.
When you think about your future, what kind of goals do you have for yourself after you graduate Canfield?
So after I graduate, I want to go on. I do want to continue playing soccer somewhere, and then I want to go to a nursing program that's direct admit into nursing school, and then I after that I want to go to a CRNA program.
Let's unpack that first with the career path as a nurse. What drove you to that? What kind of things in your life made you drive to that career path?
Well, kind of looking ahead a bit, not only on the nurses but the CRNAs, which I want to do after nursing school. It's a lot of the reliance on them throughout the whole hospital. The patients rely on the CRNA, the doctors rely on the CRNA to do all their jobs, and the hospital kind of needs them. And to connect that a little bit to soccer, if you're not doing your own job, then the rest of the team can't really do theirs. So, kind of the reliance factor, it was always like a big step for me, and I really like that.
When you talk about playing college soccer, what kind of things are you looking for in a program? What kind of things would make that decision easy for you to call this program home if it had, XYZ?
It's definitely the coach and the team aspect. I like to have a style of play that is very certain to the one I play with club, and it has to be close with that. And because you don't want to be at a program where you're playing just long balls or stuff like that, and the ball's not on the floor the whole time, because then you just won't be as happy.
Far from home, or do you want to stay close to home? Which one would you prefer?
I'm looking right now to stay close to home. Maybe Ohio and PA range is probably my limit.
Awesome. Ethan, before we let you go, I want to give you the chance to thank your support system, all the people that have been there for you. I want you to take as much time as you want to give them all a shout out.
I want to thank all the coaches and teammates I've had over the years, and then my whole family. They've really all helped me a lot, and it's the only way I'm able to succeed.
All right, Ethan, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us talking about your senior season. It's been a great one so far. We know it will continue to be. We wish you the best of luck going forward, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Yep.